Hi, good morning. It's morning where I am. So, one of the topics I started talking about this morning was to do with life coaching in the areas of spices of life. And one person had asked a question on, rather, they had commented that they would like to know about sex in marriage. And I thought, why not start with that particular topic? So, I do life coaching in the areas of spiritual, physical, intellectual, commercial, emotional, and social development. So, sex in marriage covers all that. So, I'm going to look at some of the spices of sex in marriage. And one of the things I would say is that sex can be amazing, and sex can be amazing in a marriage. I know some people do it outside of marriage, but it seems like it's better outside of marriage or before people are married. And once they've married one another, something goes wrong. So I don't know. To some people do stay on fire and the passion keeps on burning within the marriage. So one thing I would say is it is amazing. Sex is amazing, and it's a topic that we should talk about, whether inside or outside of marriage. We should talk about it. Now, inside a marriage, we should talk about how we can make it spicier or we can make it better. So one of the things I was looking at some of the things that can help sex in marriage to become better. And I decided to look at a few things. And one of the areas I'm looking at is that area of rekindling your love, thinking about the things that attracted you to your opposite sex, to that other person that you love. What is that particular thing that was so amazing that you looked at them and you felt sexually attracted to them? But on the other hand, it also depends on what was the basis of your marriage. When you got married, what led you to marry? Was it sex only, or was it a holistic kind of approach for marriage? Because if it wasn't for sex, or if it was for sex only, things do go wrong. But it's not the end of the world. You can be able to make it up once again and rekindle the love and build the love. Just imagine couples who have always been married to people they've been introduced to, those arranged marriages. Some of them become very successful because they learn to love one another and they learn to build that relationship. So, number one, rekindle the passion. Remember the things that attracted you to the other person and try to look at those things again with a passion, with a desire, and with that kind of love building up. And you should work hard on that. It's not easy because we are distracted by a lot of things around us. So when you think of rekindling the love, it has to be intentional. It has to be aimed at building this relationship. That is number one, rekindle the love. Number two, communicate to one another. Don't stop talking to one another. Be open to one another. Tell the other person how you like it and how you would want it to be done. Keep on talking. Don't be shy about it. Don't be shy before. Don't be shy after. And when I say before, it's before, during courtship, people need to talk about sex. They do need to talk about it and say what it is that they are expecting from the other person. Sometimes people set expectations too high. Some people don't take time to research to know what this actually means. So I would say this. Communicate before marriage and after marriage. Keep communicating. And during marriage, during that sexual act, or during the planning, during everything that is being done around that, people do need to talk openly. Don't be shy about the topic. Number three, compliment one another. Compliment one another. Don't despise the other person. Don't start seeing now the wrong things and magnifying the wrong things about the other person. Talk and compliment them. Tell them. Magnify on the good things. That way it creates the fire. It rekindles again the fire. It shows that there's something good that is coming out of the other person. If they do something wrong, talk about it constructively rather than putting the other person down. We are talking about sex in marriage, and we are on point number three, some of the ideas that I've come up with. You can always add more ideas by putting the comments below so that I can add them as I speak about them. Thank you so much, Cynthia, for watching. So I'm on number 4. Support one another. Support one another at becoming better at it. So for sex in marriage, you need to support one another. This combines with the complimenting and communicating to one another. If you keep on talking and supporting one another, then it becomes better and better. Don't put each other down. I think I'm on number 5 now. Build trust. Build trust about each other and build trust in trusting the other person, because sometimes we have a lot of difficulties in trusting the other person. Our own insecurities can cause us to mistrust the other person. Our own past failures or bad relationships can cause us to mistrust the other person. So let's build trust and learn to build that trust. Now, trust comes mainly on this number 6. It's to do with faithfulness. Be faithful to one another. Be faithful in the physical. Be faithful in the emotional. Some people are faithful in not sleeping with other men or women, but they may not be faithful in what they are watching. Some people can start watching pornography, and that becomes the other partner that is competing with the partner that they have. So be faithful. And when I mean faithful, it is in the way you think, in the way you act, where your emotions are, where you are going when you're not at home and all that. So be faithful. Faithfulness builds the trust. The next number is keep the fire burning. And all these things we've been talking about, it's about keeping the fire burning. Fan the fire. Read about the topics that need to be read about, but mostly, like I'm saying, it works within. You have to talk to your partner. You have to relate with them. Solutions don't always come from outside of the marriage. They come from within the marriage. Any counselor or any other person that comes to advise, they're advising from the outside. It doesn't necessarily solve the problem. Any issues within the marriage must be solved from within. Any fire that has to burn has to be burnt from within first before you can go asking for other people to come and help you. Now, the last point I'm trying to talk about today is to do with make it to be fun. Some people make it to be a job, a chore. Some women may think, oh, this man is demanding it again. It's too much. I don't have time for it. And some people may think it's their right, so they come demanding it. So it's not something to be demanded. It's something to be agreed upon. So we are talking about sex in marriage. So make it to be fun. Make it to be something that you look forward to, not necessarily something that you feel it will be too hard to deal with. Now, this question had been asked by Mwishige, and he's the one who was telling us, or rather asking that we speak about sex in marriage. And I've tried to deal with a few points. But if you have any other points that you would like us to add or to respond to, please feel free and leave a comment below, and I will come back to you. And I hope I've answered, or rather, I have dropped the most important points about marriage. It is a wide topic. I've only given you a few of the ideas that I have, but you are welcome to comment below. Let me hear about your opinion and let me know what you are thinking about. And let's comment and keep on opening this discussion, and let me have your ideas as well so that we can expand on them. So Mwishigi, this one was for you because you did ask about sex in marriage. The next topic, hopefully it will be about life coaching, and life coaching is very wide. It's a wide topic. So we may be picking on a few topics on life coaching, a topic that you want me to talk about. Have a wonderful Saturday. Now, before I move on, please feel free to leave a comment below. Feel free to ask any question, and I can be able to answer that question while I am still live. Any question. So let me just quickly recap what I've talked about. It's about spicing the sexual relationship or the sex in marriage. Number one, we said sex is amazing within the marriage. People do try it outside of the marriage, but it's not always as good. It may feel as if it's good, but it's not always that good. Those who are in marriage should rekindle their love. They should keep communicating. They should compliment one another. They should support one another. They should build trust. They should be faithful. They should keep the fire burning. They should make it to be fun. So we are talking about sex in marriage again. If you have any question, any comment, based on the few points that I've spoken about, or if you have any other ideas that we could share on this platform, I will be coming live. And the more you ask for it, the more I will find time to be able to come and speak to you. Otherwise, have a wonderful Saturday morning. And any questions that I'll see much later, I will be able to respond to them. Have a wonderful day. God bless you.